Starting a social media marketing agency honestly changed my life within the last 24 to 28 months. I was just your average videographer and photographer going around asking people if they want a promotional video or wanting photos doing, or if they want their wedding filmed, and I would constantly be having to chase work because they would pay me, let's say, 500 or 600 pounds for a video. Once they pay me and I deliver the content, I don't hear from them until they possibly want another video. But now all of my clients pay me at the same time, every single month, on a retainer, pay me anywhere between 600 and 1,500 pounds a month, depending on what sort of business I'm doing my marketing for. So with that being said, I'm going to keep this video as short and as sweet and precise as possible without being like every other content creator and trying to shove an online course down your throats, because not only do I not have an online course to even attempt to sell you, I am a strong believer in you can start a marketing agency and be making £5,000 a month within the next 60 to 90 days without the need of buying into somebody else's online course, which isn't going to benefit you. It's going to benefit them because they're making ridiculous money in the process. And I strongly believe the reason why I've managed to scale my marketing agency from literally nothing to over £10,000 a month is because, number one, I've got a personal relationship with all of my clients. They wasn't friends before, but they just ended up being friends. So obviously that works in my favor. Number two, I am the talent. I am the person who does the content, the photos, the videos, the ads, the management, the graphic design, the menu designs. Everything I offer them within a package is I offer them myself. I literally sit right here and service the work for my clients. And 9 out of 10 marketing agencies wouldn't be able to do that. They've never picked up a camera or pressed record or taken a photo in their entire life. They sign up a client and they go, yep, we can do all of this. And then they go to Upwork and Fiverr and schedule the work out to other people and find freelance content creators, which I used to be, and say, right, I'm gonna give you this. Can you go and film and take photos? And what happens is they're left with a profit at the end, like £200-300 out of a client that's paying them 1,500. So for example, the client pays him 1,500. He has to pay other people to service the work. And at the end of the month, he's left with £200-400, whatever it is, but he's actually not doing any work. Now, thinking into that sort of business model is kind of the way I set up my marketing agency, because at the moment I'm trapped into a corner. I can't really scale my marketing agency because I am the person who has to turn up once a month for every single client and capture the content. Yes, obviously now I'm doing £10,000 a month plus, I can get other people on board and start growing and scaling the agency. However, the problem I've found, which is probably the only downside to my marketing agency, to be honest, is they're all friends. They all get on with me. They know that I'm turning up to get the content. So imagine a client that's been with me for over 12 months is expecting me to turn up, and they like me and my work, and I just send a random videographer for £200 or £300. It's not the same effect. They're thinking, where's Joel? Like, I'm paying Joel, why is he sending another guy? It's kind of a big clash, and because I didn't do it from day one, they're used to seeing me. So in regards to scaling my marketing agency to £20,000 or £30,000 isn't really in my line of sight, because I know I would end up losing clients and I'd then just be doing it for the money, and I genuinely don't do it for the money. Obviously everybody wants money, everybody has to earn a living and put food on their table, but I like making content, I like filming, I like taking photos, I like editing, I like watching social media pages grow and helping businesses, and in return I get paid for it. And the reason why I love this business model so much, I've got a calculator up in front of me so I can not make any mistakes like I've done in previous videos, but let's just take a client paying me £1,000 a month, for example. If you divide that by 30 days, they're paying you £33.30 every single day. You now divide that by 24 hours in the day, they're paying you £1.38 an hour. Doesn't matter if you're on the toilet, doesn't matter if you're on holiday, doesn't matter if you're sleeping or eating or on a date night with your missus, they're still paying you £1.38 an hour. And all you have to do is turn up on one day, which isn't really a full day, probably 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours to capture all their content, enough to last you for the month on social media, edit it all together, and then you don't really have to see that client again until the following 30 days. So you're literally making money passively in your sleep, especially if you go on the shoot day, come home, schedule all the content, get all the content edited and done, schedule it all on like an online scheduling software, and then you don't have to look at the account for the next 30 days. But yet you're still getting paid £1.38 an hour or £33.30 a day. Now, £1.38 an hour doesn't seem like much, but if you scale your business to somewhere like I have, for example, I think I've got 12 or 13 clients, so let's just say 12 clients. Times by 12, I'm making £16.60 per hour, which is more than minimum wage. And am I working every hour? No, I'm not. If you times that by 24 hours in a day, turns out to be £400 a day, which is over £100,000 a year, which is just ridiculous because I'm only working specific hours in that month. I'm not working every single hour, yet that client is still technically paying you every single hour. And that's, to be honest with you, probably the best business model you could ever have. Not just a marketing agency, but a software subscription service, anything subscription based is the best business model, because all you have to do is get numbers. Now, if I scaled my marketing agency, yeah, I'd probably double it and make £800 a day, which is ridiculous. But like I said, I just enjoy making the content. I like seeing the social media pages grow. When I go on shoot days, I don't just schedule it and sit back and just not do anything and watch a load of Netflix. I actually post manually for every single one of my clients, which is time consuming and it is long, but you have to be in the moment to capture the right hashtags, the right captions, the right trending sounds. Now, obviously Instagram and TikTok is massive. You have to kind of be in that moment. So I'm very hands-on. I don't schedule anything unless it's like Instagram stories for the week or something like that. Just as it comes to main posts, I make sure that I do it there and then instead of schedule it and forget about it. So besides from the fact that subscription-based marketing agency is the best business model and the money's good, the thing that I love the most, and you don't have to be making £10,000 a month to make this work. It all depends on you personally. You could be happy with 2,000, 2,500, 3,000, but if you can scale the agency to, let's say, £5,000 a month, which is only 5 clients paying you £1,000 a month each, which is highly achievable, you can technically be financially free, because you only have, if you are a content creator and you're going to go and service the clients yourself, then great, you can only work 5 days a month. But if you're going to subcontract it out to a friend who's a content creator and he's going to give you a good deal, then you don't have to be in the UK. You can be in Dubai, you can be in Spain, you can be in France visiting your mum, like my mum is, for example. You can literally wake up and say, babe, do you want to go on holiday? Like, do you want to go to Dubai for 2 weeks, 3 weeks? And there's no repercussions of it, because you don't have to wake up at 8 a.m. and go to a 9-to-5 job that you dislike that's paying you £10 an hour. Instead, you can just start a marketing agency offering social media management, graphic design and paid advertisements from anywhere in the world. You don't even have to offer content. I just offer it because that's my bread and butter. That's what I've always done since I left lifeguarding when I was 17 years old. Just quickly, £5,000 a month divided by 30 days. I know some days are 31, but let's just say 30 days is £166 a day. Divided by 24 hours in a day is going to pay you £7 an hour, so just under minimum wage. But the difference is, if you was getting paid £7 an hour to go work in Tesco or Lidl or Aldi, you're only going to get paid for the hours you're there, which is 8. So times by 8, you're going to make £55. But when you come home, you're not earning money. With a marketing agency, you're making money every single hour because they're technically paying you every single hour. Now, if I've got a chance to be as successful as I am now, but I can restart my marketing agency, what would I do? I would probably start off myself doing the content first, but very early in, I would introduce content creators, because I don't want to be tied down consistently, because although I am financially free and I could turn this camera off and fly to Dubai tomorrow, I have to be back for 12 or 13 days in the UK to service my clients. The other big issue that I've run into is I've priced my clients at a price that I'm happy with. I've not priced my clients at a price that I can sub the work out. For example, I've got a restaurant that pays me £600. Personally, I turn up for 4 or 5 hours, capture the content, and that's it. I don't go back there for another month. £600 isn't a bad day rate, is it? Let's be honest. But if I've got a marketing agency where I have no skills at all, I can't take the photos, I can't take the videos, straight away, them two things are my budget gone. £300 to pay someone for the photos, edit them and send it to me. £300 for somebody to take the videos, edit them and send it to me. What about the social media management? What about the graphic design? What about the paid advertisements? Okay, you find someone that's your friend who's going to do it for £100. £100, you're left with £400. Social media management, £100. Paid advertisements, £100. Okay, then you pay your tax. Okay, you're left with 50 quid. But the client's going to be calling you every day asking for different flyers, different this, different that. Is that worth £50? No. So unfortunately, I've priced myself within the market quite cheap because I am the person who does the content. It should be twice that much, realistically. So I have room to scale my agency now and start making some big boy moves, but I can't because I haven't priced it at the correct price range. I've just priced it at what my time is worth instead of somebody else's, which is freelance. So yeah, definitely changed my life. I've gone from making £2,000 a month lifeguarding to over £10,000 a month and being financially free and being the happiest I've ever been. But it does come with its downsides to the fact that I am the person who has to do all the work. I can't, not only is it impossible for me to sub all the work out, but I financially cannot afford to subcontract 13 clients out because my profit will probably be £1,000 a month, which isn't even enough to pay my bills. So it's ups and downs. If you're looking to start a marketing agency, reach out to me via Instagram or drop a comment down below. I'm more than happy to help as many of you as possible for free. I don't have an online course to try and sell you. Yeah.